My heart rate zones are almost a year old. And they're based on a fitter version of me. So today I'm taking them out for a little test run. Okay, getting ready for a little light, well, it's supposed to be steady 4K run. And I've always been a bit confused about a steady run. I think it means probably hovering between top of zone 2, bottom of zone 3. And so for me, I'm going to aim to be around a heart rate of 150, 151. If I go over 154, I'm going to try and slow myself down. And if I'm below that, I'm going to try and push up to that. Not pushing it, not a hard effort, but steady effort. So we'll see how it goes. Again, this is just all testing for me to try and figure out how things are feeling. So I'm still struggling with my zones, but I'm going to use the zones that I had calculated through my VO2 max test last year, even though I was in better shape then. You can see that separate video, my full VO2 max test in the lab with the exercise physiologist, and what my training zones turned out to be after testing, and how that compared to what I calculated on my own using my Garmin for my zones. There was some differences. So I haven't been tested since last year. I'm still going to use those zones to guide me through this training block, whether it's a 10K training or a half marathon training. I don't know why I struggle with that. I say half K all the time. If I say half K, I mean half marathon. We'll see how it goes. The other thing, I was kind of putting it off because it has been so windy here. Last night and up until about a couple hours ago, we had wind gusts up to 80 to 90 kilometers an hour. 80? Let me try that again. We've had wind gusts up to 80 to 90 kilometers per hour. It has been wild, and it's raining. Now, I think the rain has stopped and the wind has settled significantly. So we're going to give it a try. Who knows? Race day could be wet and wild and windy as well. So. Okay, we thought the rain would hold off, but it has not. It is rainy and windy. So better practice, but I actually think it's better now. I don't expect it's going to be wet and windy and wild. And the temperature is 5 degrees Celsius. So it should be an okay run. What should be and what will be don't always align, but I'm feeling good about this. I think it'll be good. So my goal today is 4 kilometers, hovering around the 150, 151 heart rate. 4K, see you in the end, or en route. I often get my phone out when I'm running, even though I keep telling myself, keep the phone in the pocket. Just concentrate on the running. So see you in the run or after the run. 5 degrees sounded warm, but it feels chilly. We'll see how it goes. So overall, not perfect, but pretty close. My heart rate bounced around a little bit, but it averaged right around where I wanted it to stay. That line across, the dotted line across there is the 150 mark. And so you can see I was up and above and below that. But overall, the average heart rate was 147, which is pretty good. I stayed right around that mark, but more importantly, it felt like a steady run to me. Not too hard, not too easy. That tells me that these zones, they're still a pretty good guide, even though my fitness level feels very different than it was a year ago.
That's why it's so important that if you're doing heart rate-based training, that you know your training zones.
If you want to see the other video that I referenced with getting my VO2 max test done with the exercise physiologist, that's linked up here. There's 2 parts. The first part is when I'm actually in the lab having the test done. And then the second part is my one-on-one interview with him when he runs through the data and breaks down what it actually means for me. It actually changed the heart rate zones that I was using to train with. So such a valuable experience. Have any of you, let me know in the comments, have any of you ever had a VO2 max test done? My plan is to repeat this whole process with the VO2 max test as close to the 1-year mark as I can. So that will put me sometime in June of this year. Stay tuned. You know I'll be sharing it. All right, keep moving and I will see you in the next video.